what is one suggestion, Keatley, on picking the right university or college program? What suggestions can you give to high schoolers out there right now trying to figure out what they should do as far as picking a program, whether it's Division I, JUCO, whatever?
Go. If you can go see the school, if that's possible, go see the school. When I went to Southwestern, so I went to Kansas, I wasn't sure I was going to sign there. It was kind of like, it was one of those, I was like, okay, if I like it, great, I'm going to go. If not, I have Hawaii. And I went and I fell in love with the school. I loved my coach. That was a big thing, like meeting him in person. Because you talk to someone on the phone, you know, I talk to recruits all the time. I tell them all the great things, obviously, about Ottawa, but they don't get it. Like, it's like my, like, service voice, you know, like, hi, how you doing? Like,
right.
Your
sales pitch.
Yeah, my
car
pitch.
salesman.
Yeah, my sales pitch. So, like, obviously they see, like, a different side of me when they actually come visit. They see how I interact with my girls. They see how the girls interact with each other, you know. You don't want to go sign for a school. Like, the coach is like, oh, the girls are awesome. The team bonding's awesome. They all get along. And then you show up to the school and they all hate each other. Like, that happens so often. Or, like, my school is in tiny little town, Kansas. Like, for someone that grew up in Phoenix where everything is open and I need to go to Walmart, it's 5 minutes down the street. I want to go to Chipotle, it's 15 minutes down the street. Great. I lived in Kansas where if I wanted to go to Chipotle, it was like a special event. Like, we were driving 45 minutes to Wichita to get Chipotle. So I would say go visit the school, go visit your coach, go visit your team, try to practice with them, get in and really see if you'll know. Like, if you know, you know. That's the best I have.
What about you, Amy?
I completely agree with what Keatley said. Honestly, like, I just sent it. Like, when I went to New Mexico State, like, I went to a soccer camp, and I was like, you offered me a lot, so I'm going to go. And, like, no, but I think it's important to, like, make sure, like, what's the best fit, like, financially, like, how much are they paying for your school, because that's huge, like, and, like, it's important, like, with the people that are there, that, like, how are the teammates, like, how do they, like, treat you, and it's also hard because, like, you never really know, but either way, like, whatever you end up choosing, like, it's gonna, like, grow you in some way, so, like, I don't really think there's a wrong decision, it's just, like, what you feel in the moment, and, yeah.
I think you guys bring up great points. There's so many different things to think about. The one thing I pay attention when I'm trying to move on junior college players from Phoenix College onto the university is obviously the money component. I don't want any of my student athletes to enter into situations that they're going to have debt or major debt. I do not trust that Bernie Sanders and all the socialist nut jobs are like, oh, we're going to pay for your school. Don't believe that crap. Don't take loans. Avoid it like death. It's something you don't want to do. Because of athletics, if you have that opportunity, I mean, I have zero debt. Amy has zero debt. Keatley, is your debt paid for?
I'm getting there.
She's getting there.
But I just got Invisalign, so I just added, added onto it.
But you have your master's degree taken care of. And speaking of that, I'll get back to my point, but so Amy, you have your master's. Keatley has her master's. And there's opportunities to get your school taken care of. Like, if you stayed and coached, I'm not sure if they would forgive the debt. I'm not sure how that works over there. But like at UCLA, a friend of mine that went there had to come back another year, and so he became a like a not a graduate assistant, but kind of a volunteer assistant. And then they covered his debt for the next year because they couldn't scholarship. Because there's a graduation rate too. They have to have you graduate, but you got all your school paid for at your master's level by being a graduate assistant. Mm-hmm. You know, so there's always a way to cover a lot of this debt if you're creative and think about it, especially in the women's side where there's not enough coaches. I think there's a huge opportunity there for anyone that wants to get involved in coaching, that you can get your school paid for. You know, luckily you.
Well, I did a grad assistant position too.
Oh, okay. So yeah, so that's case in point there. But back to what I was talking about, I like to pick universities for PC players to transition on based on how long they've been there. So if they've been there 10 plus years and they seem like lifers there, that's a big deal. I'm like, okay, they know what they're doing. They know how to make, get things done. And typically the ones that last that long, not only are they successful on the field, but off the field, they do really well. The graduation rate is really well, and they know every little piece that needs to be taken care of for any student athlete to survive the university system to graduate. So if you're going to go to university, got to graduate. Got to take care of that, especially if you're taking some loans. You got to have something if you're going to incur any kind of debt, and that's extremely important. But look at how long the coach has been there. The most successful coaches in our conference are the ones that are the oldest. AWC's been there 19 years, I think. The Pima coach has been there 21 years. Yavapai, before Mike Pantaleon went into retirement, he was there 35 years. And of course, Phoenix College is pretty good. It's 17 years. And it's kind of that's the order. Those are the most successful programs, or the ones that have been there for a while. So I'd pay attention to that and pick a program that fits your level of ability. You need to pick a program that fits your level. I said this before. I would have preferred Dakota to go to an AI school back east, which was like top 5 in the country. But the style of play was they had Brazilian national team players, they had Japanese national team players, they beat Division I teams, but they kept the ball, and she functions really well in that environment versus the Division I school she chose, which is more direct, more chaotic, more about being athletic versus playing the game in a different way. And you need to make sure you like the way they play, because you may not like it, and soccer's not going to be fun anymore at all.
It's true.
All right. We have a question from Denise. When should players start reaching out to colleges? Keatley, Amy?
They told me.
Keatley didn't care, so she didn't know.
Well,
but she's a college coach now, so.
They told me junior year of my high school. That's when I tried emailing, but at that age, I was just like, oh, I don't care, either. I was just like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to think about the future because it's scary or whatever. But no, honestly, it's important to reach out, because I'm, shocked. After being a grad assistant coach, I, saw the board, and they're like, yeah, we have recruits for, 3 years already. And I was like, you guys already, they're like, yeah, we recruit, when they're juniors in high school. And I was like, wow. And then he's like, yeah, so you got lucky. We rarely, a lot of universities rarely take, they do.
Last minute.
Yeah, last minute stuff, obviously. I'm one of those JUCO transfers, but it's rare. They want, fresh.
They say that. They want ones that develop in their program, but winning solves all. If you're with a good junior college program and you win,
yeah,
and you're good, they're gonna recruit you. They don't care.
That's true. That's true.
I'll give you a million examples. I mean, Kayla Camelli, who went to knee injury, had to come to PC because no one was willing to take a risk on someone that blew their ACL out. She comes to PC, scores
she was so
23 goals. I mean, she was all over the place. And she puts a highlight video together. I send it to Rob Bartz, who's now coaching New Mexico State, but he was at University of Portland at the time. Sent it over there. They flew in one of their assistant coaches to Fear Farm, of all places, where we set up a mini game. She came, saw her. She offered her right on the spot, full ride.
Wow.
And took her over there, and she had a lot of success. And I don't know if she came back. She graduated there and then had a job and a lot of things, but she had another injury, another knee injury, and she was so fast. But her highlight film was legit. If you're good, you're good.
Yeah, that's true.
It's simple as that. But there are programs Stanford. I mean, that academically, that just junior college kids tend not to go to those schools. But if you're good, like stupid good, national team good, you can get there. I mean, Jessica McDonald. I mean, UNC's it's not known for taking JUCO transfers. They took Jessica McDonald. New Mexico State, you could say the same thing, but you went, and then Ellie went. You know, they change based on talent. Of course, she scored 39 goals. They're like, if you're good, you're good. And it helps if the junior college program is good. And PC, right now, they're scary good. Like, they're way too good for a COVID year team. You know, that you're not supposed to be that good during COVID. But they are, and it's going to be fun to watch. They're crazy good. Next question, Ryan.
There aren't any.
Who's that? I can't
Gina
see.
Bennett?
Oh, she's just doing a shout out to Keatley.
Who is it?
Gina Bennett?
Hey, thank you, Gina. shout out to my man Parker out there. It's one of my 10-11s.
So on the female side, I wouldn't say there's any panic. If you want 4 years of schooling paid for, go junior college, and then you'll have plenty of offers. I know the kids I'm getting, they didn't get that many offers with their club program, and their offers at the junior college program will quadruple. They'll get 10, 20 offers and soon as the season's finished, and then their sophomore year, that if they come back, it's just nonstop.
Say especially right now. Right now is a really good time for junior seniors to get recruited, just because of COVID and having the eligibility rule come back in. They have every athlete, NCAA, NAIA, and JCAA all have an extra year of eligibility now because of COVID. So
there's a backup.
But there's a ton of schools looking for players. Like, I know a lot of the junior colleges are still looking for a lot of players. I know like GCC, PV is, I know Ottawa's, we're still looking to finish up our roster for 2020. What are we, 2021, 2022? I don't even know what I'm saying right now.
Yeah,
Let's see where my brain's been.
a lot of players took a gap year because of the uncertainty. So I don't know. I'm glad we're playing now. I'm excited for my practice tomorrow morning, where I get to get up at 4:30 to be there at 5 to make sure I'm prepared, and I'm handing out practice gear finally to some who deserve it.
Exciting.
And if you don't get it, it just means you don't deserve it yet. But maybe one day.
Pass
Yeah.
the fitness test.
I don't know. All right, seeing no more questions. I'm done. I'm tired. My house is jacked up. If you enjoyed that clip, you can enjoy all the clips at youtube.com/Coach Cameron Soccer to get all my content. Make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know what's going on and when we appear online, which is typically every Sunday, 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Hope to see you this Sunday for our next live show.